Well, actually, no. There is some Street Fighter Cross Tekken news I want to get into. However, first I want to talk to you guys about something else. Now, as you know, I did want to start making the console fairly frequently, but that hasn't really been happening, and I want to explain to you why. First of all, I film all these videos using my webcam. It's a 1080p webcam, as you can see. It's very nice. However, my processor on my computer died, my Core 2 quad, and like a whole bunch of my parts died, so I had to get replacement parts and do stuff like that, and I can't use my webcam without my computer, so couldn't make any episodes. Not only that, but this is a very small house, and when I say small, I mean it's pretty freaking small. Not only that, but all the rooms are connected, and my room is right next to the living room. Like, this wall, the other side of that wall is the living room. There's a door right here. That's the living room. And if anybody's watching TV, if anybody is talking to each other, they're gonna, you guys are gonna hear them in the background. So what I try to do is I try to wait until nobody's home, and then I start filming the console, because that's the best way to do it, because I can talk as loud as I want, I can talk as fast as I want, nobody's gonna hear what I'm saying, and you're not gonna hear anything in the background, so I think that's the best way to do it. I'm gonna try and figure out a way that I can do it when people are here, try to cut out some of the background sounds and stuff like that, but until then, I can't really have a set schedule with the console. I can only do it as much as I can. So, I'm sorry guys, but that's how it's going to work. Episodes are still probably going to be pretty frequent now that I got my computer working again. The parts aren't as good, but it's working. You know, that's all that matters. So, without further ado, let's get into the news. Now, like I said, there is going to be some Street Fighter Cross Tekken news. However, that's not all I want to talk about. I'm also going to talk about the way Capcom has chosen to market their downloadable content in general. Now, as you guys know, there are new characters coming out for Street Fighter Cross Tekken, 12 to be exact, 6 from the Street Fighter side, and 6 from the Tekken side. However, there's a lot of outrage about this, and the reason is because the characters are already on the disc. Really? I mean, Capcom is a good company. They gave us a huge roster of characters that we never thought we would see. They gave us characters like Relento, Poison, you know, really awesome characters we never thought we'd see in a Street Fighter game again. And yet, they pull something like this? This is kind of one of those things where their fans are like, yeah, you guys are doing, what the fuck? And that's not all that Capcom did. Now, if any of you have ever played a game called Asura's Wrath, which is also by Capcom, that game goes by order of episodes. It has episodes, you know, throughout the game, then you complete all episodes and you beat the game, blah, blah, blah. Now, Capcom is releasing new DLC for this game that gives you extra episodes, you know, whatever, it's fine. I hear it's pretty cheap and it's pretty cool. However, the way they've chosen to market it is just stupid. Now, if you have seen any of the trailers or commercials for the new episodes that are coming out for Asura's Wrath, they're marketing it as the true ending to the game. You just don't do that. You don't come out with something after a game has already come out and market it as the true ending. The true ending should be something that comes in the disc. The disc that you get, that you put in your system, should be what has the true ending on it. You shouldn't have to buy the true ending after you've already bought the game. This is just stupid. In fact, I think it would have been better if they named the DLC Shit That Happens After the Ending. Literally, the commercial should have just come up and said, Shit That Happens After the Ending. But that's all for the rant on Capcom. Capcom's been all I've been playing lately. Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, you know, Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. So I do love Capcom. I can't deny them being douchebags right now. Now, I actually had a little quickie thing I wanted to go over with you guys. Now, I'm not sure if any of you are interested in the 3DS, but I've actually been looking into it, and it's a pretty cool system. Ever since I saw that they released a game that I love on the 3DS. It was originally for the PlayStation 2 titled Tales of the Abyss. This was an amazing RPG game for the PlayStation 2 that I invested so many hours of my life in, it's not even funny. They just released it on the 3DS, and I realized they're actually releasing a lot of good games on the 3DS. I just hope to see games like Persona, Dragon Quest, really good games that were for the PlayStation 2, because a lot of people didn't have PlayStation 2s when growing up. It surprised me, you know? The hardcore RPG gamers had PlayStation 2s, but most of the kids just had Mario Kart and Mario Party for the GameCube and stuff like that. Nobody had a PlayStation 2. Either that or they, the hardcore gamers had an Xbox and they had Halo. Me and my cousin were a couple of the only people I knew that had PlayStation 2s, and the PlayStation 2 was honestly one of the best, if not the best system I have ever played in my life. RPGs, first-person shooters, racers, fighting games, anything you wanted to play on the PlayStation 2 was just awesome. But I'm done with my mini rant about the PlayStation 2. If you haven't had one yet, Get one. I don't give a fuck how old it is. Get one. But if you're wondering about the reason behind the mini rant on the PlayStation 2, it's because the next thing I want to talk about is the PlayStation 4, which has released some specs. Well, specs about the PlayStation 4 have been released. I don't know if it was by Sony. I doubt it. However, the specs are making me very excited. Now, the PlayStation 4 is supposed to be having a Radeon HD 7000 series card. That is a huge step up from the Xbox 720, and let me explain why. Now, as I've said in videos on this channel, and tons of videos on my tech channel, if you want to go to my tech channel and learn about the stuff that I talk about in these videos about resolution and stuff like that, go to it. It has a lot of handy stuff. You'll know what I'm talking about. But if you guys don't know how resolution works, I think I've gone over this before. Basically, if you have a 55-inch HD TV, chances are your resolution is 1920 by 1080. What does that mean? That means you have 1920 pixels going across the bottom of your screen and 1080 going on the side. Length and width. You multiply those, that's how many pixels are in your screen. New TVs are going to be coming out soon that have resolutions of around 4000 across and 2000 up. You need a pretty powerful graphics card to support a resolution like that. The graphics card that's going to be in the Xbox 720 does not support that resolution. The 6770 doesn't support it. Radeon HD 7000 series cards do. What does that mean? That means that the PlayStation 4 is going to be able to game at 4K resolutions, which means more detail, more pixels, and overall better gaming experience. Now, the PlayStation 4 has been nicknamed Orbis. I don't know when this thing is going to be coming out, but god damn it, I can't wait. Alright guys, now since we've gone from the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation 4 and the specs, I find it only necessary to end with some news about the PlayStation Vita. Now, the company known as Atlas, who has made tons of incredible RPGs known as like Persona and Persona and Persona and fucking Persona, they're having a sale right now for downloadable content for the PlayStation Vita. If you're one of those people that has bought a Vita but doesn't have any games for it yet, instead of staring down at your shiny Vita all day, going on the internet browser, download some Atlas games. Download Persona 3. Have a reason to use that thing. Persona is an amazing RPG. I definitely recommend it. So, if you're one of those people that has a Vita, take advantage of that sale. Those games are up to $10 to $20 off, and they're not that expensive to begin with, so definitely give that a shot. But as for this episode of the console, I'm pretty much done. I'll see you guys another time. I'm not sure when the next episode is going to be out, but this one was kind of made on quick notice. I know the lighting isn't very good and stuff like that. The lighting is going to be better later. And I wanted to give a quick shout out to GameStop. Why? Because if you see all this stuff in my background, I have an awesome Batman Arkham City cutout right here. You know, I've got all these boxes, these posters I bought myself, but I just recently got something that's incredible. Now, see that? That's a lot bigger than it looks. Here's a size comparison. I'm tiny compared to this thing. This is a huge Street Fighter Cross Tekken poster, and one of the managers at the GameStop, because if you're the manager, you are allowed to give that stuff away. One of the managers gave it to me, and this has turned into a vlog. Let me put this back here. Yeah, one of the managers at a GameStop gave it to me, and I just want to thank him and GameStop in general for being an awesome store. And you know, I know a lot of people are going to digitally distributed content now and not going to GameStop much anymore because it's cheaper, but GameStop is a good store. They have lots of good deals, they have lots of good sales, and don't give up on GameStop, guys. But, like I said, as for this episode, that's too long, I'm not cutting that because of that blooper. There, you got a free blooper. As for this episode of the console, I'm done. I'll see you guys next time.